in the highest. Let our King be lifted up.
Name, Jesus Christ. Address, heaven is his permanent address. Although he has a dream that one day he will reside in the hearts of every man and woman. Telephone number, PRAYER. Or you can also find him, if you like using text, on BIBLE. Email address. Due to the high nature of its complexity, which can only work in the best computer ever designed, and that is the human brain. So if you want to email him, you only think about Jesus at thebrain.com. Nationality. He belongs to all nations, black or white, Jew or Gentile, African or Asian, slave or master, man or woman, boy or girl. He belongs to all nations. Age. Humankind cannot define his age because the world, when the world began, he was there. Now that the world is here, he is there. When the world ends, he will be there. So humankind cannot define academic background. He is an expert in carpentry. At such a young age, he was involved in a preaching ministry whereby he went to a temple to preach to people who had been studying the road for all their lifetime. Ladies and gentlemen, these are his achievements. These are the reasons that make this man employable, if I should say. He was conceived by the power of the Holy Spirit and born of the Virgin Mary. On his birthday, a manger was a very safe place for child delivery. On his birthday, the wisest of men traveled all the way to bow down to this man named Jesus. It was on the day that he was born that heaven looked down on earth and realized that a promise had been fulfilled. A prophecy had come to pass. It was on the day that the angels began to celebrate. For indeed, hope had come into this nation. On his birthday, Herod was under panic. Why? Because Jesus was not only a king, but he was the King of Kings. Herod therefore tried to put his hand on him, but for some reason, Herod could not handle him. At the age of 12, he was teaching men what men had been studying for all of their lives. At his baptism, a voice came down from heaven that was acknowledging that indeed he was the man that was sent to accomplish the purpose. While he was being baptized, John felt the faith and the hope come to life that surely he that had been awaited for was finally here. As a man, he spent 40 days and 40 nights without food and water. And yet, even then, when his flesh was weak, he did not bow down to the demands of the devil. When he began to preach, even the Pharisees had to reach, for each one of them could not teach like the way he would teach. He gave praise to God for only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish, and thereafter 5,000 men and plus women were fed just from these 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He called out unto Lazarus, and the powers of death had to run away from Lazarus because his voice, for some reason, was stronger than death. He had only 12 people, and through those 12 people, even till this day, his message is still being preached. So that means it was something he used to say that was not normal, a was super normal. He loved people who were sinners, and yet sin was very far away from him. He knew things about men that men never knew about themselves. He is not only the giver of life, but he is also the bread of life. He is able to walk on water, and yet physics does not allow this to happen. He was so intelligent that even the lawyers had to come to him for consultation. So therefore, he was his own law consultation firm. He knew the man who had been in bondage for 38 years just by telling him, get up and carry your mat. Though he gave hope to those who had lost hope. For those who could not cope, they looked up to Jesus and surely he was the only hope. He was so powerful that faith came out of him and caused things to happen. And yet he was so sensitive that he felt it when that lady touched his heel and faith left his body. He was the son of the Most High God, and yet he dealt with the Son of Man. He came down to our level so that he could put a stop to the devil. When he died, Satan thought that he had won, but his death only caused hell to yell. The cross only served to make him the boss. At his name every knee shall bow. Every tongue shall confess that he is God. At his name every disease has got to leave. Every addiction has got to leave. Every bondage has got to set free. Because I've actually forgotten, just his name, Jesus, is achievement enough. Every time we mention Jesus, we don't need sometimes to mention any other thing. Because the name Jesus, in its own way, is an achievement. He is a father to the fatherless. He is a friend to the friendless. Indeed, he is the hope to the hopeless. Ladies and gentlemen, if I were to mention the achievements of this man, I would spend days, months, and years, because all that I have done is just a little bit of what this man did. He is Jesus, and just because he is Jesus, he has achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end with these referees. Now the referees are the people who are supposed to not only confirm, but then they also affirm that the person that is stated about is real and genuine. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in this place and you can confirm and affirm the power of Jesus, if you're in this place and you have been healed by this man, if you're in this place and this man Jesus has provided for you financially, if you're in this place and you reach out to someone and tell them, I don't know what to think, but then I can surely confirm that this is the man that they are talking about and he's worthy of employment. I'm going to ask you in this place. Let us stand up and let us give some praise.